IQAC responds to quality through quantitative processes as well as certain qualitative processes. The second aspect happens to be IQAC also focuses on the processes. IQAC believes on continuous process improvement. And for continuous process improvements, you are able to see self-checks play a very important role. Very often I give one example that if a person has crossed his age of 40, he goes to a doctor and says that I wish to do my 40 plus checkups now. It in no way means that the person is not healthy, but it definitely means that certain kind of changes are now going to come into the individual after these checks have been done. Post check, the doctor makes a mention saying that you need to have your better immunity, you need to have a better fitness. That would mean that the individual would then start attending the gym, doing some kind of exercises, changing the food habits, because his habits have changed and may have become sedentary due to office work. In the same way, the organization also needs continuous checks. Though NAC does the assessment once in 5 years, that does not mean that the assessment part is over. An organization should continuously keep on checking itself. This helps us to better the processes. Just as NAC accreditation is one of the processes, ISO certification can be yet another feature that you are able to see. Green audits is yet another feature that you are able to see. Academic audits, energy audits, teaching audits, water audits, safety audits, fire audits. There are a variety, library audits. Of course, we always go in for internal and external administrative audits. So an organization should constantly keep on checking out its processes. By having such kind of checks, we are able to eliminate out those small areas which are actually costing us dearly. When we start looking into these areas, slowly we start learning about ourselves. And therefore auditing is yet another very important process that an IQAC does. For example, when a green audit is being done, definitely it is going to take account of the number of trees that are present on the campus. When I visit Mumbai or when a college from Mumbai talks to me, very often they make a mention, sir, we have very less of space. Our entire college is placed in 1 acre of space. We have very few number of trees. So it's not about trees. It is about those processes by which you are able to cut down on the carbon emissions. By those processes whereby you are able to take care of the carbon footprints. What are those processes by which you are able to cut down the carbon levels? Is what you are able to see is going to be the green audit. So there you may have lesser number of trees, but then there could be some kind of beautification. That beautification may be involving those trees which cut down on toxic gases. There could be tall gardens that you are able to see which are along the walls of the organization. There could be many other measures whereby your office is using recycled paper, whereby most of the processes are paperless. Now, not cutting paper is also supporting the environment that you are able to see. Creation of such processes, promoting such processes, to look into that the organization is really working as per the ecology norms, as per the environmental norms, and is trying to do best to see to it that the carbon footprint is being reduced, is the main job where you are able to see IQAC is going to work out. Energy audits done through right agencies will let us know how much energy are we using. So accordingly, when solar panels are being put up, there would be a different kind of an electric meter which also tells how much energy has been provided to the grid. The other way around. So how much of energy has been provided to the grid, it would mean that how much of energy has been saved. For example, during the COVID situation, the organizations are not at all into work. So that time, these solar panels must be providing a huge amount of energy to the grid. Now that energy that has been provided to the grid is now going to be recorded down, and you are able to see it will help us in cutting down not only our expenses, but it's also contributing to the national development, that you are able to see. Again, IQAC plays a very important role in these processes. IQAC takes these initiatives. Now what more do you find IQAC doing? IQAC promotes quality by a continuous updation. If a continuous updation is to be done, that will constantly stimulate the academic and the administrative environment. And stimulating the academic and administrative environment is one very important job of IQAC. When we talk of academic environment, we look into two areas. One happens to be teaching, learning and evaluation, and second one happens to be the administration. Though NAAC has not made a mention of a constructivist approach, it promotes constructivism. Constructivism is a theory. It is promoted by NAAC in a sense that NAAC constantly keeps on promoting updation of the teachers. The teacher needs training because the student has some experiences, and therefore new teaching methods must keep on coming in. A variety of teaching methods must be used, and therefore you are able to see IQAC needs to see to it that it takes initiatives to see to it that the teachers are constantly trained. Every organization must promote its teachers to constantly learn. Now this learning could be online or it could be offline. It will include all those areas where the teacher is suffering or the administration is suffering. A constructivist approach is like that of that honeybee forager who goes into the garden, who sees the pollen grains, who sees the nectar. She collects the nectar and the pollen grain, comes back to the colony, hands over the material to the fellow workers. Then she climbs on some other honeybee's back and makes a dance, which is known as the waggle dance. And she communicates that there is food around. The food is at so and so place with respect to sunlight. These are called as the bee dances, which talk about the bee communication. In the same way, the student has some experiences. The teacher is experienced. But if the teacher keeps on focusing with his methods only, there is a greater chance that the student may not learn. For a learning process to take place, the student and the teacher needs to work together. This is no longer an authoritarian style of teaching, therefore, it is a friend by side approach that comes up from the teacher with the student, so that the transaction of learning is done very effectively, and therefore a constructivist approach really counts. In this constructivist approach, what are we able to see? NAAC would promote through IQAC new teaching methodologies. Second, updating teachers through faculty development programs, trainings, lectures, exchange programs, research promotions. Also, promotion of innovations in teaching and learning. Besides this, feedbacks from the students on teaching and learning. Resource generation in the libraries by the teachers, which I will be talking later on. Focusing on the delivery mechanism of the teachers. Promoting camps for creation of new questions. Promoting technology. Promoting learner-centric environments. Creating creative situations for the teachers to focus on teaching and learning. These are some very important aspects of the constructivism that we are talking about, unless the teacher is enterprising, unless the teacher accepts newer situation, unless the teacher accepts that the student knows something, teaching and learning process can never be a happy process. Otherwise, an authoritarian style would continue, which is detrimental to the organization. And therefore, you are able to see a constructivist approach really comes out. IQSE has a third job of continuous updating. Besides stimulating the academic and administrative environments, a continuous updation of the organization is extremely important. Continuous updation would mean what? Continuous updation of people, that is training that we have taught previously. Continuous updation of latest technology. So new technologies must keep on coming in, upgradation of computers, upgradation of other technological means, so that we remain updated and we promote quality. Updation of infrastructure wherever it is possible. Updation of instructional materials, which is yet another very important factor which we rarely talk about. We may update teachers, we may update technology, we may update infrastructure, but we also need to update on the instructional methodology. We need to go in for newer methods. For example, post-COVID, we are able to see there is a tremendous technology upsurge. All over the world, we go in for a variety of teaching methodologies which includes the technology. Currently, colleges in India, they promote teaching and learning with the technology which to the maximum includes PowerPoint presentations. With this new situation coming in, you are able to see a variety of distributed classrooms coming into picture, where the student is at his home, but some lectures are going to be conducted by the teacher from the organization for the student. Here, the method of instruction will also change, and these changes need to be recorded down, need to be taken care of, and they need to be updated, and therefore updation of instructional technology and material really counts. The fourth aspect of NAAC that you are able to see happens to be ethics, core values and competence, which is the next focus of IQSE. Core values really make a big difference. NAAC has its own core values and NAAC promotes these core values. The 5 core values that NAAC has proposed is global competence. That is, our teachers and our students should be globally competent. They should be able to face any global situation for which quality is the only way. The second aspect happens to be quest for excellence. NAAC promotes quest for excellence. That would mean that it is individualization of excellence, and organizations need to take care of these areas. For quest of excellence, you are able to see information and communication technology needs to be used very effectively, that is ICT use. When global competence, quest for excellence and ICT is used, it promotes national development, which is the fourth value that has been suggested by NAAC. So these 4 values, that is global competence, national development, quest for excellence, information communication technology, and the core values that we have, are the 5 areas for the value framework that NAAC has suggested. It is the job of IQSE to see to it that these core values are promoted in the organization. There are a variety of global competencies that you are able to see. Reasoning, problem solving, critical thinking. Then you are able to see management information systems to be used, collaboration to be done, global and cultural citizenships that you are able to see, and many more. These global competencies need to be promoted in the organization. What does that mean? It means so that an organization needs to be more lively and not just a place of transacting the curriculum. It should be able to make the student capable so that the individual is able to successfully live in any part of the world and is able to contribute effectively as a global citizen to the world. We come to a very important aspect of which is known as processes and policies. This is yet another very important feature of IQAC. Policies play a very important role. We all work, but however, we do not write down our work on paper, and therefore we tend to make same mistakes every year. Policies are big statements which, though do not direct you towards the way it is worked out, it gives an idea that the organization works on certain principles. IQAC needs to identify these policies. IQAC needs to frame these policies. For example, if we are talking about admission as a process, admission to every eligible student is a policy. It is not admission to every student. It is admission to every eligible student. Eligibility of the student comes as a process. So in other words, policies lead to processes. Processes, once written down, will lead to procedures or standard operating procedures, SOPs. So policies to processes, processes to procedures. And when policies and processes are in place and we are able to work with it very comfortably and with minimal of change, those unchanged processes slowly become the benchmarks. Benchmarking would mean that a standard of quality has been set up by the organization. IQAC not only takes care of policies, not only writes down the processes, IQAC focuses on benchmarking of the processes. More the number of benchmarks, better is the quality methodology in the organization. And therefore, policies, processes, benchmarks and procedures play a very important role that you are able to see. Now when we are talking about these, any kind of benchmarking comes with ethicality. I may have a benchmark that every year our students must provide us, or must give us 100% result. If the processes are not ethical, though the result may be 100%, the organization will start losing its own brand name because ethicality is lost. So an unethical process whereby the students are getting qualified and are passing the examinations may help us to boost that we give 100% result. But when it comes to ethicality, it starts counting out. Therefore, any business comes with ethicality, and any ethicality comes with trust, behavior, principles, relationship, choice, reliability, morality and responsibility of the organism, of the people in the organization. When we are talking about ethicality and benchmarking, we need to look into the mission, vision and values of the organization. We need to look into the integrated governance of the organization. We need to look into the division of work, compliances, ethics, core values. We also have to look into how the leadership is working, code of conduct, accountability, openness to talk, measuring the performance and results, updation of policies and procedures, a comprehensive training audits and compliances, and plagiarism checks, which make the organization a better place to live and work. We come to the next aspect called as penetrance and expressivity. Penetrance and expressivity is actually a biological term. Penetrance and expressivity is always found with respect to the genetic character of an individual. When we talk of this concept, how it applies over here is the area that we need to think about. NAC has a way of analyzing the organization. When it analyzes the organization, it analyzes the organization in percent benefit to the student or to the stakeholder. For example, if we are talking about cleanliness, a Swachhata Abhiyan, and if we make a mention saying that we conducted a Swachhata Abhiyan, then in that case, how many students were participating in it? If I make a mention, 50 students participated in it. Immediately the next question comes, how many teachers were present for this Swachhata Abhiyan? Then you make a mention, two teachers were present. What NAC does is, it adds to one more parameter and says that how many total number of students do you have? If I make a mention saying that we have 4,000 students, so during calculation it would be 50 divided by 4,000, which is equivalent to a very infinitesimally small number. That would mean that the Swachhata Abhiyan makes no sense if we are going to use only 50 out of 4,000 students. What would that mean? That would mean that today you had 50 students, next time you are going to have another 100 students, and at least 60% of students have participated in a Swachhata Abhiyan and 100% of teachers have participated in a Swachhata Abhiyan to see to it that a big amount of cleanliness has been achieved. So here you are able to see the penetrance and expressivity working into. Penetrance is the job that has been chosen, and expression is the cleanliness, amount of cleanliness with respect to number of students participating and number of teachers participating into that particular process. And therefore, penetrance and expressivity is yet another very important feature that I feel. Now, these are some very big prime areas that you are able to see IQAC works in. To revise up, to look into the brief details what we have talked about so far, that happens to be IQAC is for quality. Second, IQAC measures quality. Third, IQAC focuses on the processes. Then IQAC goes for continuous updating. IQAC, besides continuous updating, it looks into teaching, learning and evaluation, that is constructivist approach. IQAC has a constructivist approach. IQAC continuously updates. IQAC also sees to it that ethical behavior ethicality is being maintained, and it goes for processes and policies. These are the bigger areas that IQAC does. This encompasses the major work of quality that an organization has. Now, when we also look into let us also look into some other areas. What does IQAC do, or how is the working of the IQAC? IQAC working includes understanding the college, understanding the staff, understanding the students, stakeholders and coordinating with them for an improved quality. IQAC is a suggestive body to the principal and the management, where the principal is the secretary of IQAC. IQAC ensures internalization of quality culture. This is how IQAC works. What is the work of IQAC? The work of IQAC is documentation. The work of IQAC is AQAR and NAC reports. The work of IQAC is focusing on teaching, learning, research and administration. The work of IQAC is to conduct feedback system, is to have feedback systems in place. The work of IQAC is the work that our eyes, our nose, our tongue, our skin, our ears do. In other words, IQAC keeps on sensing the organization and brings in necessary changes. What IQAC does not do is equally important, because what it does is understood. Many a times people feel that the work of the college is the work of IQAC, and therefore it needs to be clarified that college has its own set of work. IQAC looks only into its quality parameters. IQAC does not conduct events. IQAC does not govern the organization, keeping the principal and management aside. IQAC does not challenge the principal. IQAC does not work for collection of funds. IQAC does not conduct examinations. IQAC does not prepare college magazines. IQAC is the think tank of the organization to make the organization a better place. This is extremely important because we feel so that IQAC and college work is one and the same. It is not so. IQAC works like a think tank. College has its own way of working. Now, what is an IQAC committee? The IQAC committee will be having a chairperson or a secretary as the principal, or the principal or the director is the chairperson or the secretary of the committee. Then it will be having some administrative officers. There are 3 to 8 teachers. This number can change. 1 member from the management, 2 nominees from the local society. Our alumni students can represent over here. 1 or 2 nominees from the employers that you are able to see, or industrialists or stakeholders. There of course is a coordinator or a director of IQAC. This committee is very important and its meetings must take place at least 4 times a year. The committee meetings, its minutes must be uploaded on the dynamic website that we have. The records will include notice, agenda, meeting minutes, action taken report. These meetings will be needed and need to be preserved. At the time of NAT, at least 8 such meetings should be visible on the website. How to choose an IQAC committee is yet another very important aspect that we need to count out. The principal and the IQAC coordinator should choose the committee very wisely. Alumni should be preferably well settled and available. Social field person could be an NGO or from newspapers to see to it that our organization constantly gets branded out. And he gives a very good suggestion because he is in constant touch with the community. These people should be able to relate the situation to the kind of students we cater to. When we are choosing the teachers, we need to choose the teachers very carefully. At least 1 teacher should be a technology wizard who knows how to use Excel, Word, PowerPoint presentations and the newer technologies that are into the market and that are needed by us. At least 1 should be a good communicator and should be able to communicate with the staff to tell what is going on with IQAC. Actually, at least 1 staff should be with good English, who is able to write down the report properly. Student representatives could be good data entry and maintenance operators. Alternatively, a young staff with typing and computing skills can be used. There should be at least 40 to 50% of representation of women. This is one more important aspect. An important aspect of IQAC happens to be documentation. IQAC needs to have good policies of documentation. These good policies of documentation would include good planning, then giving sufficient time for documentation, continuous small recommendations about documentation, promoting the good work, having a good communication with the teams. When we talk of good communication with the team, we need to look into the approach of the IQAC coordinator. The approach of the IQAC coordinator is IQAC coordinator should have ice in his head and a tongue made up of sugar. He must keep in his mind that it is the work that he is supposed to do. He needs to keep his egos away, and people will keep on troubling him because he is at a position where he is to handle a very large number of people from the organization. And therefore, a cool approach, a consistent approach will help us to be better. Just in the last say, IQAC has been given a big addition, IQAC has been given a big promotion by NAC in 2016. This positional elevation plays a very big role. IQAC is now represented directly in the apex bodies. Even where there are elections, for example in Maharashtra, there happens to be a apex body called as the CDC, College Development Committee. The IQAC coordinator is directly promoted and is a member without election. The IQAC and is a important aspect in the new framework of NAC. When we write down the reports, we always make a mention IQAC was formed on so and so date. You are able to see IQAC needs to be represented everywhere. When the teacher goes for CAS, at that time it is the signature of IQAC that also counts along with the signature of the principal. And therefore, IQAC has a very big role to play. This big role of the IQAC, which has been accepted by NAC and by UGC, is institutionalization of IQAC. Here we complete the aspect called institutionalization